want to talk to you about why this place, if you don't already know, and especially for those of you that are here for the first time, how special Riding to the Top is in so many ways for so many. I've been here, I was talking with Sarah, I think, I keep going back and forth, but around 15 years. And I learned so much, and I just feel like it is my absolute favorite event to do every year. And the people are fantastic, and the lives that they touch, and the lives that the horses touch is just incredible. So I'm going to introduce Bo Bigelow, and he is going to talk to you about his personal story with his experience with Riding to the Top. So Bo, welcome.
When you have a child with special needs, there are so many unknowns in your life, so many curveballs, really. You think your kid's IEP is going to go smoothly, but maybe you get ambushed and find yourself fighting to get even basic stuff, the services you know they need. Or maybe something goes wrong in the night with your child's oxygen or feeding tube, and you're pulling on your clothes and heading to the ER, your heart like ice in your chest. Perhaps once the truth of your child's disability sets in, some friends and family take a powder, the ones you last expect to leave you. But they do, and they don't come back. These curveballs are everywhere, at every turn. And it's for this reason, because of those never-ending curveballs, that we parents develop a deep love for the fixed points, the constants, the parts of life that are never curveballs. We build the rest of this rickety structure, like the ER visits and the bad IEP, around those fixed points, because those don't move, because we know we can count on those constants. And Riding to the Top is one of those constants. I have to admit, each week when I bring my daughter Tess here, I don't say much. I am, like a lot of parents, exhausted and eager to tune out, take a break, sit in the side room and read something. When the lesson ends, I do say thank you, but there's more that I should say and don't. Tess doesn't have a name for her disability, but it means she's cognitively years behind her peers. She doesn't talk, and when I brought her here, she didn't walk. There were dozens of lessons here that began and ended with me carrying her in and out of this building. She got to be 40 pounds. And yet, the lessons here ended the same way each week. They ran long, well beyond their scheduled time. The afternoons stopped, so Tess's horse could do another lap, and then another, so Sarah could try one more thing, so Tess could reach for an object, so they could push her. And then when Tess was completely done and had nothing left in the tank, they'd push her some more. Once Tess was back on the ground, Sarah would hold both her hands and make her walk to me. For so many of those walks, Tess's legs flopped from side to side like a Muppet. Sarah was doing all the work, holding her up by her arms. One thing no one talks about when you have a child with special needs is that there are so many days when nothing at all happens, when there aren't any huge breakthroughs, any moments of ka-chow. Most of the time, I arrive at Tess's school in the afternoon and hear from teachers only that she did well that day and didn't spit up too much of her lunch and seemed happy. In other words, about 98% of the time, she stays the course. And that's why I'm thankful to these people and this place for being a constant, for extending those lessons and pushing Tess harder, even when it wasn't clear where we were going or whether Tess was benefiting. Even when Tess was silent, when she'd numbly fall into my arms and stay silent as I carried her to the car and drove her back to school. For me, those car rides were long. I wish I could tell you the amount of doubt that I've felt on the roads between here and Tess's school. But I also believed. That belief was fostered by Sarah and her team here. They didn't say a lot, and neither did I. They saw Tess as so much more than a 30-minute time slot on a Thursday. They grasped what she's really about. Tess has never said a word to anybody here, but they looked deep into her and seized upon her strength. And gradually, something started to click for Tess. Her time on horseback, the mechanics of left, then right, then left, and those long sessions began to pay off. Tess is 5. She'll be 6 in a few weeks. And she is walking independently. She'll cruise around our kitchen, steal into the bathroom to play in the sink, and mosey down the hall of her kindergarten. What are the right words? What do you say to the people that helped your child learn to walk? Once you've thanked them and packed your kid back into their restraints and driven south on 302, what can you really say? I will close by saying this. For being a constant, a star to navigate by in the chaos of doctor's appointments, OT sessions, and meetings. For never letting up, even when Tess was crying uncle and none of us knew where this would lead. And for seeing my daughter as a whole person, recognizing that even without words, she has a will and a strength that you could tap into and enhance. I am so grateful. Thank you.
It doesn't get any more poignant than that. How many lives are touched in similar ways in this room? Raise your hand. That is the energy that is in these walls and that brings us back and wants us to support such a beautiful group of people and a beautiful group of horses. And so that's why I'm here. Bo, thank you. That was eloquent.